I will be going over to talk to Mr. Rudolph Hananji. In a short while, he is the chairman of the Trinidad and Tobago Pride Arts Festival, and we are going to talk about some of the stigma that is attached to the LGBTQIA community. And Mr. Hananji, welcome, good morning.
Good morning, Rashid. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Right, so my results came back negative, which is good, right?
That is very good to know, and you should continue to check yourself as you move forward in life.
Especially if you're sexually active.
Yes,
people,
definitely.
men especially, because you just heard Les would say that mostly females are getting tested and not men.
That is unfortunate, and that is a historical fact. But
Why?
it has to do with, and I want to localize our conversation in Trinidad and Tobago,
Yes.
of course. It has to do with cultural issues. It has to do with our machismo perspectives on, our feelings of invincibility. And men don't oftentimes like to face some of the realities, the outcomes of their decisions. So that is part of the reason you find men in particular don't get tested.
So hopefully men can go out and get tested as we look to raise awareness for HIV.
Yes.
AIDS. And one thing we want to talk about this morning is the LGBTQIA community and the stigma that is attached to HIV and AIDS, because it is believed that if you're gay,
You're automatically
Exactly.
positive.
Exactly. How that isn't true.
Of course it's not true. It's false. And I began my work in HIV advocacy when I was 15 years old. So that's 20 years ago, Rishi. And believe it or not. And since then, you found that the LGBTQI community has automatically been perceived as carriers of this virus. But that has to do with the fact that some of the first cases, of course, were recorded in North America within the LGBTQI community. And then lack of information, education, and awareness allowed this misperception to be carried forward. But if you look at the data, in Trinidad and Tobago, for example, there are more documented cases of women with HIV/AIDS than men, and in particular men who have sex with men.
And then they would argue and say, well, it's the men that give it, right?
Well, in some cases, it's a transmission factor. Sometimes men don't know of the practices of their female companions and vice versa. But we shouldn't focus on who gave it to me. We should focus on how can I protect myself.
Yes, and getting
prevent
tested is one way. And the LGBTQIA community, are they more at risk of getting HIV/AIDS?
Any vulnerable group is more at risk, because when you are marginalized by society and you don't feel comfortable to access health services or information in an open manner, you obviously will engage in high-risk behavior, and you may not have the information to protect yourself. So you will find that young persons in particular in the LGBTQI community are at a higher risk of becoming HIV positive even in today's world. And that's why we want to change that.
What are we doing to change it?
So the Pride Arts Festival, one of its objectives is to spotlight the positive contributions of LGBTQI members of society to Trinidad and Tobago. So tomorrow we will be launching a microsite in partnership with queertt.com, which will highlight the contributions of persons from the community that we've lost because of HIV/AIDS, and we'll be encompassing all aspects of information and education right there in a one-stop shop for anyone from the community to be able to access it.
And that is one thing that you all are doing. How is that going to pan out into the future? Because if you say young people are at risk, that means that the older people, I'm not saying that you're old, but the older people may have to, guide them.
And in the LGBTQI community, older people actually do guide the younger ones, because they've been through the 80s and the 90s when this epidemic was at its peak and people were being lost in the hundreds. So we have that system of support in the community, and we just need to heighten it. And we're actually on December 10th for Human Rights Day, the NGOs are getting together to launch an entire national program under the Sexual Culture of Justice AJD program, and people can look out for that as well.
And tomorrow, is the media invited to come down to your event?
You are always invited.
Okay, great. So we will definitely come down there because we want to see what is happening, especially as we try to promote the culture of getting tested, because a lot of people are at risk, and figures are showing that there is an increase of HIV and AIDS in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much, Rudolph Hanamji, Chairman of the TG Pride Art Festival, for coming on and talking to us a little bit about the stigma attached to the LGBTQIA community and HIV and AIDS. Lisa.